the Miami KC game. Negative 23 degrees. I don't even know if there's like a clause, like can you play in that, like, you know what I'm saying, for the fans?
Yeah,
like, are we keeping our
dog.
fans in this conditions, or is it just like, hey, it's football, this is what it is?
It's what it is, baby. It's football. We seen last year, the only way a game gonna stop, somebody gonna have to almost lose their life, unfortunately. But it's football, the frozen tundra, there's names all over. You had the ice bowl. Like, this been going on since the start of football. It ain't gonna make much difference. They do got heated fields and all that, but cold is cold. But you still got to get out there and play.
At some point, you got to take the players' health into considerations. Yeah, let's say they make it through the game easily.
I've always had this thought, and I understand like the feeling, like you said, the ice bowl. But I always feel like football playoff games should always be played in domes, you know, closed environments to even the playing field. Because I want to see the team at their best. I want to see them at their best playing the best team that's on the field. I think every playoff game should be in stadiums. I know that might suck for the revenue for that particular city because, like you said, it is a money game. But I want to see the best athletes on the field without any extra, outlying things that can change the course of the game.
Light you up a cigar, we about to catch a vibe. It's time to join Main and Diddy, they gon' get you right. Bringing you the latest with the music, sports, and news. Hold up with a guard, this is a taste you can't refuse. Welcome to Big Smoke, where the passions ignite. Sit back, relax, take a puff, catch a flight. Big Smoke Podcast, this your source for the best. Puff a little more, it'll help you worry less. Yeah, keep that pressure in my chest. Big bag, no stress, and I'm sipping on Texas. 25 lighters on my dress. Said the niggas wangers in the leather. Got my protector.
Big Smoke, Main in the building. Got my dog Diddy at the airport, sipping bubbly, champagne, living lovely. What up, baby?
You know, yeah, champagne and velvet, dog. You see me.
And as always, man, the Bodega Boss, man, KC, what's happening, my baby?
Peace and blessings, fellas.
Man,
Boy, sipping that yak, that daddy yak.
Yes,
Man, this ain't your daddy's yak.
Come on, dog, with the pinky, bro. Stop it.
I actually just found out the origin of the pinkies up too, if you're real quick. Back in the day, when they was drinking, they had a sugar they used to have infused with the drinks, and so you would dip your pinky in the sugar, and then you would lick your pinky and take a drink. So that's why they kept the pinkies up.
Hey, I like that. Hey, good piece of useless trivia, dog. I like it.
Fun fact.
But
I like that.
It was only done in like the upper class places, like only upper class people were drinking that stuff. So that's why it got associated with being a little bougie and all that.
Yeah, I teach my kids not to put their finger in their mouth. But anyway.
This guy. Hey man, what's going on this weekend, man? Big games this
NFL
weekend.
Playoffs.
You already know.
Yes, sir.
Texas coming out for a playoff game against them Browns. Me and Diddy was talking offline about it, man. Diddy, you want to share your thoughts?
Well, first off, my Jags in Tulum.
Gone fishing. What they?
Gone fishing. Well, I think even if we made the playoffs, we had a lot of injuries and we were on the decline, so I don't really mind not making the playoffs. But Houston, Cleveland is going to be an interesting game. You got Houston home field, rookie quarterback in the playoffs for the first time. I feel like he's been on this stage before, college football playoffs. I mean, DeMarco Ryan doing his thing. Defense is looking good. But I got Cleveland in this game. You got Super Bowl Flacco. I think Cleveland takes it. Their defense is looking good. They're playing in the dome, no weather, no issues. I think they have the better team. And then I think it'll boil down to Flacco's experience at quarterback. I think Stroud will have a good game. I think he'll struggle some. And he'll go through the growing pains. But Houston Texans definitely trending in the right direction. But I got Cleveland to win this one.
What say you, Sammy?
Man, I've been going back and forth on this game. To put it out there, I think the Texans going to get it done. I'm actually, for the sports bettors out there, I'm buying a half a point and taking Texans plus 3.5. I think it is going to be a close game, how most playoff games are. But the reason I do like Texans on this, Cleveland, yes, they've been playing well and their defense has been dominant all year. But what people don't realize, at home, they give up like 16 points a game, so maybe even lower than that. but on the road they're giving up over 30 points a game. Their defense really hasn't traveled well all year. I think they're 2-6 on the road as well. So that from that aspect, and it's a revenge game. Cleveland and the Texans already played this year, and the Browns won. I think C.J. Stroud got hurt that game too. So that means they do have tape and familiarity with the other teams. So for that reason, I am leaning towards the Texans. I think DeMeco Ryans going to have that defense dialed in, and Joe Flacco's known to throw interceptions and choke in the big game. So I don't think he's going to be the Flacco we've been seeing in the regular season these last few games when it comes playoff time.
Last time I checked, he had hardware, but
he did. But you got to update. You got to update your resume, and he updated his resume after that Super Bowl, and it looks pretty shitty.
This is true. I was about to say, I'm gonna have to ride with KC on that one, Pauls, because one, we playing at the house. We definitely playing at the house. The city's already on fire.
Yeah,
having that energy back. We started the season off pretty slow. I'm trying not to be as biased, but I mean that's my team for sure.
I got you.
But I'm just going off the energy of what Houston is bringing. We got sold out stadium, playoff atmosphere. Like KC said, it's a revenge game because they got us earlier in the year. But just having that momentum of being the first rookie head coach and the first rookie quarterback to kind of lead that team into the playoffs, I think they're riding on that momentum and they want to go as far as they can. The whole team is behind them. The energy that when the players were interviewed, they really rely on CJ to kind of bring that energy, and they want to kind of ride for him too. So that's where I'm going for. I'm not a betting man unless these guys tell me a sure thing. But if I was to put some money on it, I'm putting my money on Houston.
I mean, so I would love to see the Texans win. Obviously, CJ the Buckeye, AFC South. And then, man, honestly, CJ seems like a real good dude. If you actually look at his social media and stuff, he's big into God and stuff like that. So awesome human being. He's a Buckeye. Like I said, I would obviously like to see them win. I just think playoff football, I think it might be a little bit too much. But however, we'll see.
I will say there's two things, man. There ain't no sure thing with bets, even though we might tell you, tell you bet something. Ain't no sure thing.
Right,
Secondly, I will say another reason that I kind of like the Texans, all the pressure's on the Browns. Like we're talking about the Texans are a team that had the number 2 pick last year. They were one of the worst teams in the NFL. They started the year out with no expectations. People have been hyping and running the Browns as a dominant team. Can they make this run? Flacco's back. I think the more pressure on the Browns, especially as the better seeded team. So I think that might be a reason why the Texans are also going to be able to get the win because they have nothing to lose.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Where did Deshaun go?
He went to Cleveland.
Okay, so they got you kind of want to set something up like.
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, if you look at Houston's last game when they played the Colts to see who was going to actually make it to the playoffs, I mean, they won, but I wouldn't say it was impressively. And then on top of that, if you take away that first play, or it might have been the second play from scrimmage, that long pass, I don't think they get it done. So like I said, they're at home. It's going to be a big difference for sure. I think Cleveland's defense is going to be too much, and I think Flacco's experience will come into play. So good game for sure. I like Cleveland by 4.
We're going to see, and I don't want to keep going back and forth, but to just counter what you just said, Diddy, the Texans-Colts game, that's also a division game. So you playing a division rival, they're going to know you a little bit better. So the games always look a little different as well. So a little caveat there too.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. All right, noted.
The other game that we talked about before we hopped online was the Miami KC game. Negative 23 degrees.
They got to
in
reschedule
Kansas
that.
City. I don't know. I
That
really
game
don't
gonna
know.
be 3-0.
If that, man, I don't even know if there's like a clause, like can you play in that, like, you know what I'm saying, for the fans?
Yeah,
Like, are
there
we
should be,
keeping our
dog.
fans in this conditions, or is it just like, hey, it's football, this is what it is? You know what I mean?
It's what it is, baby. It's football. We seen last year. The only way a game gonna stop, somebody gonna have to almost lose their life. Unfortunately, that's just what it is. But this football, the frozen tundra, there's names all over. You had the ice bowl. Like this been going on since the start of football. Lace them up and get on out in that field. You know, I mean, it ain't gonna
Yeah,
make much difference. They do got heated fields and all that, but cold is
Yeah,
cold. But you still got to get out there and play.
I
yeah.
mean, I get that. I definitely see your standpoint on that, but at some point you got to take the players' health into considerations. I mean, yeah, let's say they make it through the game, could easily catch pneumonia out there,
Yeah.
easily. And so yeah, NFL obviously it's a business. They're about making money, but man, that, it's just gonna be scary, man. And like you said, it might take somebody taking a spill to make them change their rules.
Hey,
It's true.
beyond it being the NFL and being about money, it's also other factors that might prevent them. Like the scheduling's been set, TV deals are
Yeah,
in the works. You can't predict the weather. You know, it might still be cold
yeah,
next week. All right, so when the game gonna get played? You know what I mean? The game got to
Yeah.
get played.
So,
so
and
I,
here's
I
my
saw.
thing, bro.
Okay.
Oh, I I've always had this thought, and I understand like the feeling, like you said, the ice bowl, the frozen tundra. But I always feel like football playoff games should always be played in domes or, closed environments to even the playing field. Because I want to see the team at their best. I don't care if Green Bay always practices in the cold weather. I want to see them at their best playing the best team that's on the field. So that's just my stand on it. I think every playoff game should be in stadiums. I know that might suck for the revenue for that particular city, because like you said, it is a money game. But I want to see the best athletes on the field without any extra, outline things that could change the course of the game. But go ahead, Diddy.
But I mean, if you're a Buffalo or a Kansas City or a Green Bay, that's part of playing for home field is having that
Hmm.
advantage compared to your other teams that are used to playing in a dome. But yeah, but this is a little bit different. If it's minus 30, shit, yo, that's crazy, bro.
Mm,
And at some point, like I said, I think if you can pretty much forecast the weather to know that it was going to be certain circumstances where it might be detrimental to the players to be playing because of the weather. At that point, you got to think about shifting locations. I mean,
mm,
now they played and got home field advantage. I get that, but you also got to take players' safety in consideration. If it's 10 degrees, all right, cool. But once you start getting into that negative 30, 35, I don't know, dog. That's a different situation.
mm.
That's a different situation.
I mean, it's tough because I hear what you're saying, man. Like, it playing in the domes and all that, but that takes away, like, as you play the whole season for home field advantage. You play in front of your fans. You want your fans to be able to be making more noise when the other team's on the field. Vice versa. I mean, I know it's wintertime, but they talk about like, oh, you play in Miami when it's hot outside. If you on the side of the stadium that there's no shade, you know what I'm saying? You getting dehydrated because it's super hot. So there's different advantages built into each home
Oh,
team's stadium.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
good point.
How is it
Yeah,
fair for like the Chiefs to play the whole season, get home field advantage, but then got to go play in Miami just because of the weather? You know what I mean? Whereas they built for like Diddy was saying,
right.
Buffalo, Green Bay, Kansas City, Denver. Like the team, the players are prepared for cold weather and used to it, so that's part of their home field advantage. Where if you ain't used to playing in cold, we played all year for this little bit of advantage. We got to get our advantage.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
When I was in Jacksonville for the Chiefs game, where I was sitting, in the stands, it was 115.
Mm,
Hmm.
mm,
So
Yeah.
just imagine how hot it is with pads on. So that's a
Mhm.
valid point. Yeah. So it is what it is, man. But like I said, there has to be some type of threshold. So once it gets to a certain degree, you got to be like, yo, we might have dudes dropping out there.
yeah. But
So
all in all,
it'll be
who,
interesting
who
to
who we
see.
got? Who we got? Who you guys got?
Oh, Kansas City,
Okay.
Kansas City, easy.
I'm with you, Casey.
Man,
My
I'm
exact
torn.
thoughts.
This is probably the hardest game to pick for me, and I got several thoughts on it. Like I want to take Kansas City. Obviously, you don't want to bet against Mahomes. They're at home, Arrowhead. He don't lose in the playoff at home. You got the Dolphins coming to the cold field. The Dolphins also have only beat one team with a winning record all year, which it was my Cowboys, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? So they can't beat winning teams. But on the flip side, this the worst Chiefs team I didn't see in a long time. I don't trust their receivers. It's gonna be even colder. So if they couldn't catch when the weather was good, how they gonna be catching when when it's freezing? You know what I'm saying? So I'm super torn on which side to go on it. But if my heart is saying the Chiefs, but my head is saying it could go either way. You know what I mean? I think everybody's against the Dolphins so much that I think it just might be they might have what it takes. This might be their time to they might upset the Chiefs. But I also got to look. I need to know more about. They got a couple players that are banged up, so I don't know about their health. I know Jalen Waddle's ankle is still not 100%. He's kind of gimpy. So
Yeah, that cold weather gonna hurt it.
Exactly. Raheem Mostert's coming back from an injury too. So, but I think he said he's gonna be good to go. And then Tyreek Hill, he's been not 100% and all that. But on the flip side, also, this was another caveat: Tyreek Hill's coming back to Kansas City.
Yep.
So my
coming back to Kansas City.
My only thing
he was talking that talk too.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to championship caliber teams or teams that have won championships in the past, they're different teams when it comes to the playoffs. I think Kansas City's home field advantage, the weather, Kelsey and Mahomes, they get it done. I don't even think it'll be close. It won't be a high scoring game, but I don't see Tua getting it done. Not in the weather. And like you said, Waddle is already his ankle's already messed up, and that cold weather is gonna mess with it the whole game. And then what's the cornerback for the Chiefs? Is it McDuffie?
Nah, you talking about Slay or
No, for the Chiefs. I think his name is McDuffie.
I mean, they got
a corner. They got a corner that's Pro Bowl.
Sneed. It's
Whatever
Sneed.
his name is.
Yeah.
They got a Pro Bowl type corner for the Chiefs, so I feel like they'll be able to kind of contain. Well, I mean, and even the wind's gonna be blowing. Okay,
That corner was getting lit up in practice for years. Hold
on. Let's call it what it is. You're not gonna be able to be throwing 30 pass attempts in this weather. It's gonna be run heavy. I like Pacheco. I like Kansas City.
Oh, I like the Dolphins' run game more than I like the Chiefs' run game. If it's just going to be a run game,
Pacheco, come on. Man.
I like Mostert and Achane a lot better than Pacheco.
Check, please.
But I will say that the Chiefs' defense has been playing better better than their offense. So I think the defense is going to have to step up more if the Chiefs want to get the win.
Yeah, it'll be interesting though. That the like I said, the weather's going to be a huge issue. And man, I just pray that nothing bad happens. But I don't know. Anyway, I got the Chiefs.
Let me ask y'all this. Because both y'all in the military. Y'all ain't never been in frigid conditions. They don't send boys out in frigid conditions, and when they do, y'all ain't got the proper attire and things of that nature to combat the cold. And Absolutely. Now you talking about we talking about multi-millionaires and billion-dollar companies. They gonna have everything they need to be as warm as they can be and to be as functional as possible to do their job.
Absolutely. I'm not saying that they won't have what they need, but as a fan, I just want them. I would rather have them as comfortable as possible so I can get the best product out. Even in the military, if you got outline things that can happen, you're like, man, I would have had a better shot had X, Y, and Z been in place. But it wasn't in place. I made it happen. You know what I mean? So you can still make it happen. That's all I'm saying, man.
Speaking of military, you got sets of groups that are acclimated just because of the type of training that they go through. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
And you don't think the Chiefs been practicing outside?
Absolutely.
It,
They've
it
been out
ain't it
there
ain't
right
just
now.
Well,
it
that's
ain't
what I'm
just cold.
saying.
It ain't just cold on Sunday. You know
Well,
what I'm
that's what I'm saying.
saying?
That's why I'm saying Chiefs huge
Yeah.
advantage. I think that plays a huge. And Arrowhead is one of the hardest places to win. And hold on, I mean, and I'm this is kind of dumb, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it. You know who's gonna be at the game?
I don't know that. It hasn't been announced
T
yet.
Swizzle.
It hasn't
Taylor
been
Swift gonna be at the game.
it hasn't been announced yet. It might be too cold for her to be in the press
You know what I'm
box.
saying?
Hey
Let me
man,
check TMZ real quick.
Hey,
hey,
I'm curious. I'm really curious to see if it's going to be a sold out stadium because the real stars of this game is going to be the fans. If they
ain't
got
no
a
way
full
I'm going.
stadium, if they got a
Yeah,
full stadium, that's just going to help for the home field advantage with the crowd
exactly.
because that's what you're known for. Arrowhead is one of the loudest stadiums in the NFL. But if they have a lack of fan base because of the weather, then that might cancel out the home field advantage in that aspect as well. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of factors we're going to see come Sunday.
Man, I don't care if Marvin Gaye gonna be there. I ain't.
Hey, I feel you.
Minus,
I'm gonna be right.
yeah, I said,
I'm gonna be
minus
right on the
minus
couch
30
watching the
degrees
game.
sitting in the stand. Man,
So,
heck no.
so,
I'm in a crib with
so
hot cocoa.
if the Jags and the Cowboys was playing in those conditions, and y'all are both super fans, you ain't there?
Absolutely not. No.
I honestly, bro, I prefer watching the game at home than in person either way.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I would love to go to a playoff game for the experience, a conference championship or a Super Bowl. But you know what I mean? A wild card game in 20-degree weather. I'm gonna rather watch
Minus
that at
20
the
degree weather.
crib.
I'm good.
I
No,
mean, I'm
sir.
just throwing
No,
temperature.
I
Yeah,
got you.
yeah,
Yeah, I'd
I'll,
rather be at the crib watching that.
got
Now,
you.
I'm here in Seattle.
if it's the game to go to the Super Bowl and it's Cowboys Eagles, Cowboys Niners, and it's freezing, yeah, that's one of them once in a lifetime experiences that you sit back and tell. So
Exactly.
you might got to tough it out. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Ain't no way.
Exactly.
Or at least be like, I was there till halftime.
You ain't even got to say that. As long as you got that ticket stub,
Yeah,
you
you know what I'm
good. You
saying.
good.
I was in the presence of the because from my point of view, shit. If it's the game the Cowboys win and go to the Super Bowl, I want to say I was there to see my team make it to the Super Bowl,
Exactly.
regardless of the weather.
Exactly.
and,
Yeah.
and be slumped up in the hospital. Can't even watch the Super Bowl.
Hey, and that's all part of the story I tell in the future.
Yep.
You want to know what happened in the year the Cowboys made it to the Super Bowl? Man, I caught ammonia being at the game, blah
And
blah blah.
bronchitis.
But them boys won. That Super Bowl got meaning to it.
I was on the ventilator watching the game in the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beep. Nah, man. Hey, speaking of the boys, man, I wanted to touch on them, but I'll probably give you a real quick because I want you and Smitty to kind of have that dialogue later on this weekend. But y'all got a big game coming up. Excited
Big
for it.
game.
That's all I'm gonna touch on it. How excited are you for this playoff game? What does Dallas have to prove? And then I'm gonna leave it at that because I really want to have that dialogue with the boys. Well, we had a segment. What were we gonna call y'all segment, man? I forgot.
The boys talking about the boys talking Cowboys.
Boys talking Cowboys, man. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just wanted to ask you that real quick, man, before we got to skedaddle.
I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited anytime the Cowboys are in the playoffs. It's third straight year we've been there. Third straight year, 12 wins. It's a lot of storylines and narratives built up into this matchup, which makes it intriguing. McCartney playing against the Packers, old squad and the Packers. The Packers beat us in the playoffs 3 years ago. You know what I mean? We've had a little bit of a rivalry with the Packers. So I'm interested to see that. But as far as the matchups go, I don't think the Packers match up with us well at all. We were just talking about with Stroud. This is not a rookie, but a first-year quarterback that's in the playoffs. So that inexperience that comes with the playoffs, first time being there. The Packers defense is shitty. If I want to be nice, so I think that torches that defense. It's just a matter of if our defense can step up and play the way they've been playing. Jordan Love has been playing the best football of the season from his perspective. So but also the Cowboys are playing, I think, the best football in the entire NFL, maybe besides the Ravens. but they're playing the best football at the best time of the year. So I'm thinking Dak and CD go crazy. Parsons is looking like a possessed man. And a little caveat with everything going on with the coaching changes and everything, we may end up losing our defensive coordinator to the Seattle. And so I think the defense and Parsons and all them going, if that might happen, I think they going all out for this run for him.
Got you. Now I'm excited to hear more in-depth thoughts on your boys. I know I might sound like a hater sometimes, but I really am rooting for them guys. So, man, I want the fan base to be a little bit more positive because taking a lot of L's. I feel you, Diddy. Get that hate about your heart, man. We're gonna ride for everybody, man.
No, it's not hate. It's just facts. I think the Cowboys win, but they come out super sluggish because just KC just made a point. Vice versa, Green Bay don't have nothing to lose. Everybody's expecting the Cowboys to blow them out. Pause. I see. I got Dallas by 10.
Okay.
Dallas by 10.
Okay. I'm cool with that. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Who y'all play? Who would y'all play next?
It depends on other games and how the seasons work. So I believe if the Lions were to lose and the Eagles win, if the Lions lose to the Rams and the Eagles beat the Bucks, we play the Eagles. But if the Lions beat the Rams, we play the Rams next, no matter what. But then
okay.
if the Rams win, if the Rams beat the Lions and the Eagles win, we still play the Eagles. We play the Rams, then we wouldn't play the Eagles. So it just kind of depends on who wins between the Eagles, Bucks, and the Rams, Lions.
What if Detroit wins?
If Detroit wins, we're playing Detroit no matter what.
Okay, that's all I needed to know.
Yeah. If Detroit wins, we're playing them no matter what.
But y'all play them at the house again?
Absolutely. Only time we won't be playing at the house is if we play the Niners.
Gotcha.
I think. Well, I'll say this, and then I know we got a skedaddle. Y'all gonna beat Green Bay, but y'all gonna host the Detroit Lions. Shout out Axel Foley. I got Big Detroit, Big D. Pause. D ain't here. He got mad at me last time, so I'm riding with you, old head. Big Lions.
That's what everybody. I mean, most people gonna say that based
Big
off.
Lions, because they on y'all ass because they got cheated that first game.
And we ain't gotta go over that. You can say that, but they shouldn't even been in position to score that touchdown if the refs would have called the right calls before that.
Anyway,
good
episode, fellas. Well, I'm excited about the playoffs. Obviously, it's big for the state of Texas. You got Texans and Cowboys in. So I'm pulling, like I said, for Stroud, big Buckeyes. Yeah. Anyway.
Yes, sir.
Already, fellas. You already know where I'm at. Go Cowboys. For my bettors out there, real quick, sprinkle something on the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. Y'all thank me later. Y'all will thank me later.
They ain't even get past the second round. Y'all ain't even get past the second round, dog.
And low key, Dak should win the MVP, but they not gonna give it to him. But we gonna say I'm gonna break that down in another segment. Why Lamar shouldn't have that on lock if you really going off everything that's in the numbers. Man, matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all a little quick snippet real quick. The year Lamar won the MVP, his numbers were worse than what Dak numbers were this year, and Dak numbers are better than Lamar's numbers this year. If we just going off numbers. And there's only a 1-game difference in team win record. So it's not like Lamar's won more than Dak this year. Cowboys got the third best record in the NFL.
He speaks.
We'll say that for another time.
That's a conversation, man.
Yeah, we'll say that for
calm
another
down.
time.
I see Diddy. He raging right now, man. He raging.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm sweating out this velvet. Anyway.
Oh man.
Hey man, that's about my man be sticking his fingers in his mouth.
Pause. Whoa.
Shit, man. Y'all be easy, man.
Hey man, get some rest out there.
Yeah, man. About to turn in, but we gonna wrap, man. As always, we out.
See ya.
Salute.
Light you up a cigar, we about to catch a vibe. It's time to join Main and Diddy, they gon' get you right. Bringing you the latest with the music, sports, and news. Hold up with a guard, this is a taste you can't refuse. Welcome to Big Smoke, where the passions ignite. Sit back, relax, take a puff, catch a flight. Big Smoke Podcast, this is